Einar, great having you. Could you help us unpack, understand what this all means for China and for the U.S.?
Well, it's fairly evident. Trump bluffed. China called him out. Now he's trying to double down and make it seem like it was always about the U.S. and China, and that he's going to punish China. The fact is, it doesn't matter how much more he puts on. He could put 1,000% tariffs on Chinese goods. The fact is, once you get past 50, 60, it's all the same. You're, in essence, ending trade. His keeps talking about how China wants to call him. If China wanted to call him, they would call him. They wouldn't be responding to his kind of empty threats. So at this point, there will be dialogue at some point. These two countries are too interconnected, but it's going to have to be in some sort of face-saving way for both sides. There's no way either one of them wants to pick up the phone and admit defeat. But in this particular case, I think the whole world realizes that Donald Trump's bully play is not working out the way he thought. To add to what Nathan said earlier, he's not ending it at 90, putting it off for 90 days. He's already talking about medical equipment and finding new avenues in which to punish the world for America's problems.
Einar, there's one key element that you just mentioned. Above a certain percentage, trade is halted, and that's where we seem to be now. And I'd like to explore which economic sectors on both sides have deeper cooperation and really need this trade to continue.
Well, American corporations, especially ones that are here and they're manufacturing, and if they plan to go back to the U.S., they're dead in the water. They can do, as the rest of Chinese companies are, go out to other entities. But you start talking about electronics, all sorts of equipment that's needed for business. Here's the irony. Donald Trump says he wants to reindustrialize the U.S. Well, to do that, you need robots, machines. Where are they made? China. So it's going to be difficult until Donald Trump thinks he can just declare the world, I taught everybody a lesson. Now, let's get down to business or something like this. It's completely out of his playbook. He never admits defeat. If he lost the championship, he would say, oh, that was my plan all along. I'm going to come back next year and win bigger.
You just brought up something that is very interesting, which is China produces legacy chips that are super relevant, components, electronics, robots, machinery. What happens to all these industries like cars, appliances, and many, many, many other goods that need these components now?
Well, they're going to either have to pay a tremendous amount, figure out alternative ways of bringing them into the U.S., gray markets, or they simply aren't going to do it. And I think the last one is the case. With Donald Trump setting himself up and saying, I'm going to be arbitrary, you have to beg me to, whether you're a country or an individual company, you're going to have to come and beg me, and I have to make a decision whether I'm going to, favor you or not. This is imperialism. And it's just not conducive for business. Business is trying to take risk out of the equation. It needs trust. It needs an idea that in 10 years' time, there's going to be a market there. Donald Trump, you have none of that. And finally, it's going to be his Achilles heel. Without the kind of growth that he's told the American public is going to happen, with higher prices that come because of what he's doing to China, it is going to be another disaster. He's putting it off. He's hoping that there will be some incident where he can back down and go in a different direction, keep people off balance and chasing, as I call them, little white rabbits, these news stories he puts out on a daily basis, so that they'll forget about that he had a disastrous gamble on these tariffs.
Einar Tangen, thank you for your insights.